All right, let me turn the light on. There we go. Okay, in my basement. All right, back against this wall is my electrical panel and a genrac panel. But hold on a second, let me try to remember something here. I'm looking for... It's plumbing. Sorry. Plumbing. No. I can't see it right now. Let me turn on some lights. Explain this from scratch here. Let me see if I can look over here. Yes. Okay, so here's my water well window. Okay. Not going to be easy to see, but there are 3 electrical conduit lines. Let me get my finger up here. This top one. Yeah, that's it. Okay, good. This top one right here, right there, is the electrical current coming from the genrac. It's going to feed into my genrac panel and then push from the panel into my house. So it follows all along here, going along the top. You can see it curl around my PVC. It doesn't really matter. Anyway, it jumps in here to the box, comes down in my box, follows along, and it plugs in. Oh, sorry. Comes down and it plugs in to my box, into one of these. Doesn't really matter where. It says, hey, do you have current? And this system says yes, because this big line right here is what's bringing regular energy in. If that is ever not got current, inside this, it says, hey, there's no current. And what you didn't see outside is there's a little square box that says, hey, current has stopped. You need to generate energy. Once it says that, it says, push the energy back this way into this panel, into the genrac panel. Once you're in the genrac panel, actually it probably comes down this way. Sorry, here's the connection pipe. It goes from here into here. And it says, hey, once you're receiving genrac created natural gas energy, what do you want to run? Well, let's run some stuff in my bathroom. Let's run my refrigerator on my first floor. Maybe let's run the kitchen lights, my sump pump ejector, because God, I don't want to flood my basement. Let's run this thing. Let's run the well, because I got to pump water out of the house during no energy. I want some heat. Let's run the furnace. Maybe my guests want something. I need another sump pump and another furnace. Whatever. You choose what you want. And these always need to be just like a regular breaker box checked. So pause there. Well, actually, we'll just do this. Then you push your energy into here, and it knows that this is called master bath. This is called master bath. This is called this. That is called that. This is called this. That is called that. And it will keep running and running and running until, remember, the energy coming in says, I'm restored. It pushes a signal over here and says, hey, energy is getting restored, which then has to follow all the way back outside to say, turn off. Don't need you anymore. And that's how a genrac works, okay? Now, my house, big. You can see already how big my panel is. If you get a genrac, you can see that this is, let me just put it from the side here. It's thicker. Bigger than that one. It's almost the same length as my other panel. And I think that'd be great to stick this in the barn, personally. You don't want this in the house. It's a big clunkier system. So that'd be the way. But maybe you have to stick it in your washer and dryer room. And I'm just telling you, not that you can't, just a lot more to stick back there. Going back to the other thing, outside you saw the genrac in the other video. I got 10,000 kilowatts. You saw how loud it was with the lid open and the door off the front. I wish I had the chance to run it right now. I would, and you could hear it from in here. It's a low sound. It would sound like this. it would sound like my decibels that I get from my heater. Not overly loud. It's loud, and how if you're gonna stick it by Tim's old bedroom, how would somebody be sleeping in there? Not that you have a lot of people sleeping, but I'm just telling you, I wouldn't engineer it to stick it there. I'd stick it back by the farm barn, personally. Okay. All right. What else was I gonna talk about this thing? I don't know. 22,000 kilowatts. You don't have to be like me. Like, oh, what do I choose to run? And what do I choose not to run? With 22,000 kilowatts, you'll run your whole panel. You'll have so much energy, you'll be good to go. All right.